This was meant to be a wonderful celebration of our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Well, a celebration of not just her looks, but her iconic looks, her fashion moments. Looks like things are going to be going slightly derailed. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as ever, welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Thank you for picking our channel, our community, our friendship group. You've got a wave. Are you waving? I hope you are. Yes, you better be. It's part of the deal. Yes, well, it's our exercise, as I often say. Always nice to share that element here on the show. What's your favourite bit of the day? Is it going to bed or getting up? Or do you never get up? Do you know what I mean? Are you ever awake long enough to realise you've got up? You know, I'm just taking advantage of these wonderful days that we're having currently over here in the United Kingdom. It's just beautiful sunny moments, and you think you've got to cherish them, haven't you, whatever happens, you know, because you do suddenly think you turn around and dark clouds gather. It's a little bit like this particular royal story, and it's not one really that I relish in telling, because as many know, I was a huge admirer of Queen Elizabeth II. I thought she was an incredible lady who held together a rather difficult position in front of the camera, as you may say, and behind the scenes as well. My sort of long memory is I felt so sorry for her when she was at the, do you remember, the Millennium celebration, and she suddenly had to do all the shaky hand thing with the Prime Minister at the time, Tony Blair, you know, the old language. It was just unbecoming. We didn't need her to do that. But of course she was suddenly trapped and forced into this particular situation. That's politicians for you. It can get political in any aspect though, because as we know, next year the Royal Collection Trust are putting together a wonderful display of marvellous clothes that I can't wait to see, because I think we know a lot about Queen Elizabeth and exactly the time and all of that sort of stuff of what she was doing, all thanks to what she was wearing. You know, it's a bit like the late Diana. You just knew the dress or the thing. You think, I know where that was, because I think in our time, and correct me if I'm wrong here, chums, but without social media, there were more indelible images. You know, you picked it up from a magazine, a newspaper was lying around a lot longer, so it stuck in your mind a lot more, didn't it? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just different. I mean, now today, everything's swiped off and that's it, isn't it? You know, you suddenly think, right, okay. I know, don't you dare swipe me off, we're halfway through, don't you worry. Yes, anyway, let me get back to this, because as I told you the other day, this is going to be really a problem, I think, for His Majesty the King. You see, many people want to know why this particular lady, Angela Kelly, has so far been omitted from being part of the, you know, exhibition. And I do think it's a grave error from a personal point of view. She was instrumental for 20 years in shaping the monarch's look and, you know, suggesting things, and became a very good close confidant. Now, many people are suggesting that Angela Kelly was not the warm, cuddly, fuzzy figure that perhaps many others suggest. Now, I'm not, you know, putting that forward for one moment. As I told you before, I believe Angela had a really difficult time, as anybody in a position of that, you know, thing does. It's all about hierarchy, keeping hold of the job, making sure that everything's, you know, going your way. It's never simple, it's never easy. But you cannot deny the woman has an attachment to this history, and no doubt, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, should I say, has a wonderful attachment to the late monarch. Clearly, the Queen liked her. So I think it's really remiss. Now, since we put that particular message out, I can tell you that both Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace have had, shall we say, well, quite a few people in response, not just obviously from me, but around the world. And again, this is going to be difficult for them to ignore it, because I think a lot of people would keep putting this out, and if they don't, you know, either recognize Angela Kelly in some way or have her as part of a video wall or something like that, then the comments, and this is the world we live in, isn't it, really, chums? It's like the TripAdvisors, the comment book, you know. Years ago, you had a comment book in a restaurant, somebody wrote it, that was it. Now, instantly around the world. According to sources at Kensington Palace, they are still in the early stages of development. That means, trust me, that they are now re-looking at this and wondering exactly how they could maybe put this as an addition. Either way, truly, this is a developing story. And I think on this particular occasion, it would be foolish if His Majesty the King didn't step in and say, you know what, we really should acknowledge some of the wonderful work that Angela did on behalf of his mother, and for many of us who also enjoyed her work. Either way, I'll let you know as soon as I found out more. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.